Modern cars are heavier, quieter, and more digital, distancing drivers from the experience itself. As screens and software replace feel and instinct, a few cars stand out by offering what's disappearing. Subaru has built some of the most honest enthusiast cars of the past decades, machines with real character that resist depreciation. Heading into 2026, these models make sense emotionally and financially. Buy right, maintain them well, and enjoy driving without watching your money vanish. Number 5. The Hawkeye WRX STI. Few modern cars capture the raw mechanical feel of early 2000s performance quite like the 2006 to 2007 Subaru Impreza WRX STI, commonly known as the Hawkeye. This generation sits at a perfect intersection in Subaru history. It is modern enough to live with daily, yet old enough to avoid the digital insulation that defines newer performance cars. With roughly 300 horsepower from a turbocharged flat-4 engine, a 6-speed manual transmission, hydraulic steering, and aggressive rally-inspired styling, the Hawkeye STI feels unapologetically mechanical. Turbo lag is real. Steering feedback is alive. The chassis wants to be pushed rather than managed. What truly elevates this car is timing. This was the final compact STI before Subaru moved to larger, heavier platforms. That shift alone makes the Hawkeye more desirable, especially among enthusiasts who value size, simplicity, and direct feedback. The problem and opportunity is scarcity. Most examples were heavily modified, raced, or driven hard without restraint. Clean, stock cars with documented service history are becoming increasingly rare, and values reflect that reality. In 2026, a well-kept Hawkeye STI typically sits around the mid-$20,000 range, with pristine or limited editions commanding more. Buy the right example, and you get one of the safest enthusiast Subarus on the market, one you can drive for years and likely sell without regret. Number 4. The 22B STI and the Smart Collector Alternative. If Subaru has a crown jewel, it is the Impreza 22B STI. Built to celebrate Subaru's dominance in world rally competition, this wide-body legend was produced in extremely limited numbers and remained unattainable for many markets for decades. Once import restrictions eased, demand exploded, prices followed. Today, the 22B is no longer just a car, it is a blue-chip collector asset. Ownership is reserved for buyers with very deep pockets, and values have already crossed into the realm of the extraordinary. But here's the intelligent enthusiast move. Instead of chasing the 22B itself, look at late 1990s Japanese market STI models. Versions like the version 5 or version 6 Type R deliver much of the same rally-bred experience at a fraction of the cost. They are lighter, rawer, and often come in two-door configurations that heighten their appeal. Even more obscure is the Impreza S201, Subaru's first S-Series model, built in microscopic numbers. These cars are still flying under the radar, yet collectors are beginning to take notice. Around the $30,000 mark can place you into something genuinely special, rare, historically important, and already showing upward momentum. Number 3. The Subaru SVX. Not every future classic earns its reputation through lap times or horsepower figures. Some cars become special because they dared to be different, and the Subaru SVX is a perfect example. Conceived in the early 1990s as a luxury grand tourer, the SVX was Subaru stepping far outside its comfort zone. Instead of rally roots or utilitarian practicality, it leaned into elegance, smoothness, and experimental design. Its 3.3-liter flat six delivered power effortlessly, prioritizing refinement over aggression, while its aircraft-inspired window-within-a-window design made it one of the most visually distinctive cars of its era. Even today, it looks like something that slipped through a time warp. For years, that uniqueness worked against it. The SVX didn't fit enthusiast expectations, wasn't a performance bargain, and didn't align with Subaru's rugged image. As a result, values collapsed, and many cars were neglected or scrapped. That period of disregard is exactly why survivors are now so interesting. As nostalgia for 1990s Japanese cars continues to surge, the SVX is being reassessed not as a failed experiment, but as a bold, forward-thinking classic. It may be heavy, automatic only, and slow by modern standards, but it offers rarity, character, and unmistakable presence. Even in 2026, usable examples in the $5,000 to $8,000 range remain shockingly affordable. Buy a clean, well-kept one, resist the urge to modify it, and you'll own a car that quietly appreciates in reputation, if not rapidly in price, while you enjoy something genuinely different. Number 2. The first generation BRZ. At first glance, the original Subaru BRZ looks almost underwhelming. Modest power, no turbocharger, narrow factory tires, and numbers that don't impress on spec sheets or social media. But that apparent simplicity is exactly what makes it special. The first generation BRZ was engineered around one idea that has become increasingly rare: driving enjoyment through balance. Lightweight construction, rear-wheel drive, a low center of gravity, and a manual transmission combined to create a car that rewards skill rather than raw speed. It wasn't built to dominate drag races. It was built to make every corner matter. Because of that philosophy, many BRZs lived hard lives. They were drifted, tracked, modified, and pushed to their limits. As time passes, those abused examples disappear, leaving behind a shrinking pool of clean, stock cars. This is the phase where values begin to stabilize. The second generation BRZ is objectively quicker and more refined, but it also lost some of the original car's simplicity and rawness. The first generation feels lighter, more direct, and more honest. Add to that the fact that Subaru sold fewer BRZs than Toyota sold its mechanically identical sibling, and you get a subtle scarcity advantage that collectors notice over time. In 2026, a clean manual first-gen BRZ at around $15,000 represents one of the best enthusiast buys available, affordable to own, endlessly rewarding to drive, and quietly positioned at the bottom of its depreciation curve. Number 1. The S209. At the far extreme of the Subaru spectrum sits the 2019 WRX STI S209, a car that abandons subtlety entirely. This was never meant to be a comfortable daily driver or a marketing exercise. Built in extremely limited numbers exclusively for the US market, the S209 represented Subaru's final, no-compromise expression of what an STI could be. Hand-assembled by Subaru's performance division, it featured a larger turbo, increased power, wider bodywork, aggressive aerodynamics, and suspension tuning aimed squarely at track performance. Every element existed for a reason. Nothing was decorative. What elevates the S209 from rare to truly significant is what followed. Shortly after its release, Subaru ended STI production altogether. No replacement model. No electrified successor carrying the same badge. That abrupt ending locked the S209 into history as potentially the final gasoline-powered STI sold in the United States. Collectors place enormous value on that kind of finality. It transforms the car from a limited edition into a historical endpoint. So whether it's the quirky brilliance of the SVX, the pure driving honesty of the first-gen BRZ, or the all-out final boss energy of the S209, these cars prove one thing. Enthusiast cars don't have to be financial mistakes. Buy the right one, take care of it, and you don't just get a machine, you get a story, a legacy, and something worth holding on to. If you enjoyed this video and want more deep dives into cars that actually matter, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.